Hello, I'm Matt and I worship at St Philip's in Scholes with my family. And today I'll be reflecting on Mark 10 verses 32 to 45, and I'm reading from the Good News Bible. Jesus speaks a third time about his death. Jesus and his disciples were now on the road going up to Jerusalem. Jesus was going ahead of the disciples, who were filled with alarm. The people who followed behind were afraid. Once again, Jesus took the 12 disciples aside and spoke of the things that were going to happen to him. "Listen," he told them. "We are going up to Jerusalem, where the Son of Man will be handed over to the chief priests and the teachers of the law. They will condemn him to death and then hand him over to the Gentiles, who will mock him, spit on him, whip him, and kill him. But 3 days later, he will rise to life." The request of James and John. Then James and John, the sons of Zebedee, came to Jesus. "Teacher," they said, "there is something we want you to do for us." "What is it?" Jesus asked them. They answered, "When you sit on your throne in your glorious kingdom, we want you to let us sit with you, one at your right hand and one at your left." Jesus said to them, "You don't know what you are asking for. Can you drink of the cup of suffering that I must drink? Can you be baptized in the way I must be baptized?" "We can," they answered. Jesus said to them, "You will indeed drink the cup I must drink and be baptized in the way I must be baptized. But I do not have the right to choose who will sit at my right and my left. It is God who will give these places to those for whom he has prepared them." When the other 10 disciples heard about it, they became angry with James and John. So Jesus called them all together to him and said, "You know that the men who are considered rulers of the heathen have power over them, and the leaders have complete authority. This, however, is not the way it is amongst you. If one of you wants to be great, he must be the servant of the rest. And if one of you wants to be first, he must be the servant of all. For even the Son of Man did not come to be served. He came to serve and to give people his life to redeem many people." If you've watched my previous reflections, you'll know that for the last couple I've had difficult read passages and it's been difficult to come up with something, and Bible commentaries have not been much help and songs have not been much help. Well, today's passage really couldn't be any more different from those previous passages. I could write several sermons probably on the content of today's passage, because it's so important, so varied in some ways about what it's teaching us. So for today's reflection, I decided to do something different. Instead of me talking to you, there's going to be some music playing and some images going over the top of it. And what I want you to think of while you're watching the images is what it means to be a servant for you. How can I be a servant like Jesus? What do I need to do? You may not agree that all of the images I've picked show servants. You may think I could have picked more appropriate things, but they are supposed to challenge you and make you think what it truly means to be a servant in several different contexts. So once the music's played and the images have stopped, we'll end with a prayer.
From heaven you came, helpless babe. entered our world, your glory veiled, not to be served, but to serve, and give your life that we might live. This is our God, the servant King. He calls us now to follow Him, to bring our lives as a daily offering of worship to the servant King.
There in the Garden of Tears, my heavy load He chose to bear. His heart with sorrow was torn, yet not my will, but yours, He said.
This is our God, the servant King. He calls us now to follow Him, to bring our lives as a daily offering of worship to the servant King. Come see His hands and His feet, the scars that speak of sacrifice, hands that flung stars into space, to cruel nails surrender. This is our God, the servant King. He calls us now to follow Him, to bring our lives as a daily offering of worship to the servant King. So let us learn how to serve, and in our lives enthrone Him, each other's needs to prefer. For it is Christ we're serving. This is our God, the servant King. He calls us now to follow Him, to bring our lives as a daily offering of worship to the servant King. The servant King.
I hope you enjoyed the music. That's one of my favourite Graham Kendrick songs. I also hope the pictures made you think and maybe gave you some different ideas about maybe what it means to be a servant. Let's pray to finish. Lord, give us the courage and humility to serve like you. Amen.